Oh God, the water is on fire! Moonlight pours down onto the swamp like a ribbon of gold, and Amara stands there, her eyes trembling as she gazes at the river's surface, blazing as if alive with spirit. The necklace on her chest glows fiercely, the seashell radiating a blinding golden light. From the heart of the river, a mermaid with shimmering golden scales rises, her body sparkling as if inlaid with the sunday. Her voice is deep and sorrowful like the depths of water. You carry my blood, but also my curse. The wind howls through the swamp, drums echoing from afar, Amara's heart pounding wildly, caught between love, faith, and fear. She doesn't know. One wrong choice, and her entire lineage will be swept away beneath that golden water. So, will she choose loyalty to love, or to the divine blood coursing through her veins? Once upon a time, in an ancient African-American community, amid the deep green swamps of southern Louisiana, there was a place where the moonlight each night seemed to illuminate the very depths of the human soul. There, water and wind still whisper old secrets, and the drums of ancestors resound from afar, steady as the heartbeat of the earth. In that space, Amara lives, quietly, like a single grain of salt in an ocean of heritage. Her wooden house nestles by the dark river bank, surrounded by ancient cypress trees and tangled roots. Each dusk, the frogs begin their chorus, and the dampness from the fresh mud rises like ghostly smoke. The salty tang of water mingles with the incense from neighboring homes in the air, making the space both sacred and uneasy. Inside the small house, Amara often lights a white candle before her mother's faded photograph. The flickering flame casts shadows on the wooden walls, as if the figure in the photo is murmuring a smile. Around Amara's neck is a shimmering golden seashell necklace, strung on a frayed black thread. Her mother once warned, "Never take it off." That phrase haunted Amara from childhood, like a plea mixed with warning. She once believed it was just a keepsake, until that night, the fullest moon of the season. Wind from the water's surface blows in, carrying drums echoing from afar, a slow but hypnotic rhythm. Each drumbeat reverberates in her chest, making Amara feel as if she herself is trembling. She steps onto the porch, where moonlight stretches into a vast mirror on the swamp's surface. That moon is fiercely golden, blinding enough to scorch the night. Beneath that hazy light, her necklace suddenly warms, then burns hot, glowing like a small ember. A sensation both strange and familiar seeps into her veins. Amara hears as if a call is coming from somewhere, not from outside, but from within her own body. Her steps slowly leave the porch, treading on slippery, mossy slabs, heading toward the water's edge. With each step, the wind whistles through her bones, carrying the breath of ancient spirits. The water's surface is still but profoundly deep. She bends down, seeing her reflection shimmering, her face merging with the golden moonlight into one. Suddenly, the water ripples, and from the river's depths, a strange light erupts. At first, it's faint like smoke, then slowly takes shape, long hair like a cascade, a body half fish, half human, golden scales radiant like 1,000 tiny suns twinkling. That light spreads across the swamp's surface, illuminating the trees, draping everything around Amara in a golden aura. The wind stops blowing, the frogs fall silent. Only the water's murmur remains, like whispers in an ancient tongue humans cannot comprehend. Before her, the river goddess, Mother Wat, manifests in beauty both glorious and terrifying. She needs no moving lips, but her voice echoes in Amara's mind, deep and cold as the ocean floor. You carry my blood, the whisper lingers, but also my curse. The light from the scales illuminates Amara's face, making her unsure if she's crying or laughing. In a flash, she sees her mother's image, standing between two streams of water, hand raised high with this necklace, like a sacred seal. The vision fades as a strong gust blows through, rustling leaves like flapping wings. Mother Wat bows her head, her golden eyes like 2 drops of honey settled through time. She reaches out to touch the air, and instantly, the necklace on Amara's neck blazes fiercely. Amara feels a hot surge spread through her body. In an instant, distant memories crash in like waves. Women's songs on the river, rituals under moonlight, children's cries amid storms. Her mother's image, a beautiful woman with long braided hair, standing before the water, mouth chanting an ancient song. In that gaze, Amara sees fear, regret, and a love beyond naming. Then it all vanishes. Only steam rises from the swamp's surface, and moonlight reflects on her skin, smooth as fish scales. Mother Watt has disappeared, leaving the space scented with distant sea brine and burning incense. Amara collapses, hand clutching the necklace, her pulse throbbing under her skin like it's about to burst. She feels a part of herself has just awakened, a part she cannot name. That night, no one hears her gasping breaths, nor sees the golden light still flickering on her neck until dawn. When the sun rises, Amara still kneels by the riverbank, eyes staring blankly. In the water, her reflection is no longer alone. Something hazy moves beneath the waves, like a patient spirit waiting. Across the swamp, hawks soar with spread wings, their cries tearing through the quiet morning. Amara rises, her dress soaked in dew, feet numb with cold. Step by step, she returns to the wooden house, but everything feels different. The air around her hangs heavy, golden streaks on the floor, as if still pursuing her. On the altar, the candle her mother lit before dying suddenly flares, its golden flame blinding. Amara gently places her hand on the candle, feeling warmth spread along her palm. In that chaotic heartbeat, she knows the prophecy has just begun. A drop of water from the roof falls, shattering on the wooden floor, carrying the echo of distant drums, an echo no longer joyful, but like a call from blood boiling in the earth's depths. Outside, the mud stirs, forming silent circles. The wind shifts direction, carrying briny dampness and metallic scent. In the sky, thin clouds swirl like someone's arms stirring the air. The next night, the swamp lights up again, but this time, the light comes not just from the moon, but from Amara's own body. She sits by the window, trembling hand on the necklace, feeling its warmth pulse, slow, then fast, then sinking with the ancestors' drums. In her heart, quiet questions rise like bubbles from the depths. What did Mother hide from me? Where does my blood truly belong? And can I escape what's waiting beneath that water? Out there, the night remains silent, but the swamp is never truly still. Each ripple like an eye opening, watching her steps, awaiting the fateful day drawing nearer. And before continuing the main story content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video, okay? And don't forget to comment below letting us know where you're watching us from. We'd love to hear that. The next morning, fog blankets the swamp like a white shroud. Weak sunlight pierces the mist just enough to dimly illuminate the twisted cypress roots like arms reaching up from the mud. Amara stands on the porch, cold wind from the water whipping her hair into disarray. Her whole body still hasn't escaped last night's dream, where the goddess's golden scales wrapped around her soul like an undeniable awakening. She walks along the muddy dirt path, wooden sandals sinking into mud up to her ankles. White egrets fly past, wings drooping in the murky fog. No one tells Amara where to go, but her heart has an invisible thread guiding her. A drum echoes from afar, then falls silent, leaving only the trickle of water around ancient cypress roots. Her steps reach a rarely trodden trail, the one villagers call by its old name, the Soul's Breath. At the trail's end is a rickety wooden hut, hidden among dark thickets. The scent of ash and burnt dry leaves wafts in the air. The hut door hangs ajar, and from inside comes the tinkling of wind chimes clashing like ancient metal calling the wind. Amara pauses, her breath mingling with the fog. She feels warmth from the necklace pulsing in rhythm with her heart. No one comes to open the door, but the bamboo curtain stirs slightly, and from within echoes a deep, raspy voice, cracked like dry branches. "Come in." Amara steps inside, scents of resin and incense smoke filling the space. In the dim light, she sees an old man sitting cross-legged on the dirt floor, emaciated frame, silver hair like moonlit threads, blind eyes clouded with haze. Though sightless, he faces her directly, as if knowing every movement. Before him is a clear bowl of water, reflecting twinkling blue light. On the walls hang strings of charms made from shells, bird bones, and twisted fibers. He doesn't ask her name, just extends a trembling hand, bony fingers lightly touching the air before her chest. The moment his fingertips brush it, the necklace glows, golden light seeping into the wrinkles of his aged hand. Without a word, the old man understands. The space falls silent. Only the crackle of fire in the clay hearth remains. Then he nods slightly. The blood within you has been called awake. His voice rises like steam from swamp depths, slow and piercing. You are the final drop of a broken vow. Amara freezes. Those words chill her like wine down her neck. The old man speaks again, still not looking at her. Long ago your mother loved a mortal, one bearing the blood of the guardian. That love enraged Mother Wat. She didn't punish with death, but with separation. Half her blood, the divine part, was sealed in that necklace, so your lineage must carry two essences, human and water. Amara bows her head, trembling hand touching the warm shell layer. The old man's voice rises slowly, each word dropping like into deep swamp waters. If that necklace breaks, your blood will flood down, awakening the spirits imprisoned beneath the surface. Then, your lineage will no longer be human. Firelight flickers on his face, revealing deep-veined furrows on his forehead. There is one watching over you, to ensure the seal isn't broken. He comes to you in the guise of love, but in his veins is a binding vow. Amara doesn't need to ask who he means. The name echoes in her mind like a slender knife. Solomon. A gust blows through the wall cracks, rattling the bone strings on the walls, emitting dry clatters. The old man tilts his head, blind eyes toward outside. I have seen this in the water. When the moon rises again, the blood of two lines will touch. When the third drum sounds, you must decide, bind or release. His trembling hand rests on the ground. Then from the hut's corner, he pulls out a cloth-wrapped object. Inside is a black staff, carved with a water serpent coiling around the moon. The serpent's head inlaid with a lapis stone, glowing faintly like river light at dawn. He places it in her hand, light as placing a promise. This staff once belonged to the first mother of your line, he says, the one who sang the prayer that lulled Mother Wat to sleep. Now it returns to you. When the moment comes, only it can open the door between two worlds. Amara grips the staff, cold seeping from her palm to her shoulder. The fire suddenly extinguishes, leaving thick black smoke. In that haze, the blind old man is gone. Only the bowl of water remains, quietly glowing like an eye staring wide in the darkness. Outside, the swamp drapes in gray, drums sounding again. 1, 2, then silence. Amara turns away, carrying the staff, the necklace, and a fear growing like water spilling from her heart. On the way back, wind blows through dense thickets, leaves scattering over her hair. Each step, water bubbles underfoot as if whispering something. When the first moonlight of night crests the horizon, Amara sees her reflection in a puddle, eyes reflecting golden light, no longer entirely human. She crosses the wooden bridge, where the water below is pitch black and still. A strange sound echoes, like wind's whisper, or a faint laugh rising from underwater. Small waves ripple, moonlight shattering into tiny golden flecks. In that instant, Amara sees a strange face hidden beneath the water, deep black eyes gazing up, lips moving as if calling her name. She steps back, hand clutching the water serpent's staff. The water below stills again, but cold creeps through her skin, as if the prophecy has just been etched into her body. Heading home, Amara feels each breath laced with salt and ash, the scent of fate long ordained. The moon rises higher. Far off, the second drum sounds, heavy and slow, spreading through thickets and dissolving in the air. Amara lifts her head, eyes reflecting moonlight like two golden coins. In her heart, ancestral spirits stir. Somewhere beneath the deep mud, Mother Wat gently opens her eyes, and the water begins to move. Night falls like a black velvet curtain draping the entire swamp. The full moon emerges, shimmering on the water, reflecting silver streaks like floating soul fragments. Amara walks slowly along root-filled paths, hand still gripping the serpent-carved staff. In her heart, the blind old man's prophecy, the swamp prophet, echoes like distant bells in a dream. Blood will touch blood. When the third drum sounds, you must choose. Night wind whispers, carrying salt and musty mud scents. Frogs croak hoarsely, blending with the steady water rhythm. Amara's wooden house appears in the distance, silent amid the mangroves. Light flickers inside, a half-burned oil lamp, embers floating like lost tiny spirits. Amara gently pushes the door open and enters. The house is eerily quiet. Everything is too neat, as if another's hands just rearranged it all. On the table, a wooden cup sits in the lamplight, still warm, a sign Solomon was just here. His familiar scent, orange and ash, lingers in the air, tightening her chest. Amara sits, placing the staff beside her, moonlight slipping through the window to illuminate her wrist, where the shell necklace quivers slightly. She recalls Solomon's deep eyes in their first days, gentle, sincere, and slightly sad, as if holding something unsaid. But now, looking back, those eyes appear in her memory like two abysses swallowing light. A soft sound behind startles her. The floorboards creak slowly, like footsteps in shadow. Amara turns. Solomon stands in the doorway, tall frame shrouded in moonlight, face half lit, half dark. He smiles, a soft but silent smile, eyes gazing at her with an inscrutable look, not quite love nor hatred. No one speaks. The air thickens like an invisible veil. Only moonlight glints on Amara's shell necklace and reflects from the divine staff at her feet. She notices his hand hiding something behind his back, sharp and edged. A chill runs down her spine, but Amara doesn't retreat. She's grown accustomed to shadows. The third drum sounds. That noise tears through the night like the earth's cry. The water outside surges, silver waves crashing ashore. The oil lamp snuffs out. The room plunges into cold moonlight, and in that moment, Solomon is no longer Solomon. Golden light casts from Amara's necklace, illuminating his face clearly. His eyes now gleam a murky gray like deep mud, lips moving soundlessly. Black streaks spread around his neck and shoulders, like small snakes crawling under skin. He lifts his head, gaze piercing straight into her, the gaze of one devoured by darkness. Amara doesn't scream, doesn't flee. She slowly rises, stepping back toward the small altar in the room's corner. The single candle reignites, spontaneously, as if an unseen hand struck the flame. Firelight reflects in her eyes, igniting them with warm golden glow. "My blood," she whispers, "will not be a sacrifice." A faint hiss rises. Wind sound or awakened spirits, no one knows. From the necklace, shells radiate blazing golden light, draping the room in shimmering aura like early morning water. Solomon recoils, face twisting, a low growl from his throat. Under that light, his skin cracks in small patches, revealing hidden black scales beneath. Amara raises the water serpent staff. The lapis stone at its head glows like dawn, beaming straight into his chest. Drums pound again, frantic, like hundreds of hearts beating together. Steam rises in the house, damp wooden ceiling quivering lightly. But just then, a knock at the door, soft but clear. Amara whips around. Outside, through the frame, a small figure stands. A strange girl, drenched, hair tangled with seaweed, eyes dimly bright like a fading lamp. The girl speaks in a hoarse voice. "Don't trust him, Amara. Even blood can betray you." Then the figure dissolves into mist. The door closes, and the drums fall silent. In the room, only two breaths remain, one from a half-human soul, one from a being gnawed by darkness. Amara grips the staff tightly, but a vague sadness stirs within. Amid wind whistling through wall cracks, she suddenly understands that betrayal sometimes doesn't begin with lies, but with love twisted by fear. Solomon isn't entirely evil. He's bound by a pact with darkness, just as his ancestors were bound to Mother Wat. Outside, the moon drifts slowly, shining down on the swamp. The water begins to change color, no longer black, but gradually golden. That light spreads across the surface, radiant and ethereal, as if the goddess's spirit rises to witness this confrontation. Solomon lifts his head, light reflecting in his eyes. "You don't understand, Amara," he says softly, voice deep but trembling. "If our bloods merge, everything will be saved." But she knows that's not salvation, it's darkness reborn. Amara kneels, placing the staff on her chest, whispering a prayer. Wind swirls into a vortex, flinging the door open. From outside, water floods in, icy and golden. Small fish leap, lights darting like falling stars. Scents of salt, mud, and wildflowers mingle. She feels Mother Watt's presence clearly, not with eyes, but with heart. When Amara opens her eyes, Solomon is gone. Only his coat lies on the floor, soaked, and a fading golden streak at the door. She stands in the empty room, shell light reflecting swirling shapes like fish scales on the walls. The swamp outside still sings water's song, but the tune now strange, heavy, melancholic, hiding an invisible regret. Amara quietly closes her eyes. Her heart no longer trembles with fear, but with certainty. A betrayer is about to pay, not just with blood, but with a soul torn between love and fate. That night, the moon hasn't waned. The entire swamp gleams as if gilded, lights sparkling on rising water, tinting cypress trunks coppery. Amara stands by the bank, silk dress soaked, clinging to her body, feet muddied. Cold wind carries seaweed and briny salt through her collar. At her feet, the water moves slow but purposeful, like a massive creature breathing. She doesn't know how far she's walked from home. The path vanished. Only golden moonlight and deep forest drums remain, each beat reminding the prophecy, when blood touches blood, the door will open. She steps down, water reaching her knees. Mud clings to ankles like soft hands trying to hold her. The shell necklace begins to burn hot. Golden light radiates, illuminating the water's depths, and there, shimmering scales reflect back, stirring like 1,000 eyes opening to watch her. Amara isn't afraid. She knows Mother Watt is near. Wind suddenly stills, leaving only her heartbeat syncing with distant drums. The surface cracks, and from the river's heart, the golden-scaled mermaid rises. Layers of scales glint under moonlight, each piece a mirror reflecting memories. Amara's mother's face, a wedding, a child's cry unborn, and Solomon's final gaze. The goddess's beauty isn't mortal allure, but something that steals breath. Eyes deep as seas, voice echoing like water from 1,000 years past. You've seen it, haven't you, child of two worlds? The betrayer carries half my blood and half of darkness. That blood calls to you. Amara bows her head, tears mingling with cold water. At her feet, golden lotuses rise from mud, blooming slowly then dissolving. The goddess draws nearer, her breath exhaling like warm mist. "He has opened the door," she says. "Once moonlight falls on the swamp, I cannot hold him longer. He will transform and the curse will rise." Amara looks up, goddess light illuminating her face, revealing eyes changing color. In the black pupils, golden streaks like lightning appear. Ancient power seeps into every vein, every breath. Her hand trembles, gripping the serpent-carved staff the swamp prophet gave. "How to stop the curse, Mother?" she asks, voice hoarse blending with wind. The goddess doesn't answer immediately. She points to the river depths, where lights weave like a net. Beneath the golden water, there's a door. There, souls of betrayers are imprisoned, and your ancestors' blood sealed. If you wish to save his soul, you must go down. But remember, one carrying darkness in heart cannot return whole. Amara nods faintly. Water around her rises, swirling into a circle. The goddess touches her forehead, drawing a shell sigil in light. "Let this light guide you through darkness." As words end, the surface splits like shattered glass. Amara falls. All sounds vanish, only heartbeat and fading drums. She sinks into water's embrace, golden light dimming, world becoming utterly silent. At the swamp bottom, a coral stone door appears, covered in moss and oysters, its face carved with familiar symbol, water serpent coiling around the moon. Amara raises the staff, lapis stone flashing, fitting the round socket in the door. A deep rumble echoes, water shifts, door opens, swallowing her in vortex. Inside is a submerged hall, magnificent yet ruined. Tall stone pillars like ancient trees, draped in moss and algae. In the center, a mirror-still pool, and within it, Solomon kneels. His body no longer whole, skin mottled with black and golden scales. Eyes shut tight, lips murmuring prayers in ancient tongue. Above him, murky black light swirls, like breath of an invisible monster. Amara approaches, each step heavy as straddling two worlds. With each, water rises in golden glow, reacting to her heartbeat. She stands before him, inhales deeply, raises staff, serpent head glowing. Light touches black smoke, making it recoil, hissing sharply. Solomon opens eyes. Those eyes no longer human, deep with agony and regret. Amara sees all. He didn't betray from greed, but bound to ancient vow. His line's oath serving Mother Wat with blood. To survive, each generation sacrifices the loved one. Solomon is just a link in endless pain. Her tears dissolve into water like salt. She raises staff high, and amid distant drums, cries in Mother Wat's ancient tongue. I return blood to the water. I release the vow. The staff blazes. Golden light floods the hall. Black smoke ignites, swirling around Solomon, then bursting into thousands of tiny lights, like schooling fish fleeing. Solomon's body collapses, breath light as wind over water. Amara kneels beside, hand on his chest. His heart beats back, slow, weak, but there. Light in the pool fades, leaving a thin golden streak illuminating her face. From above, Mother Wat appears again, arms shimmering golden scales. She says nothing, only gazes at the two small humans with eyes both stern and pitying. A water wind rises, embracing them, and in that moment, Amara sees clearly. She has wept. The stone door slowly closes. Amara feels lifted, light as foam. When she opens eyes, sun rises, first light beaming on swamp surface. Beside her, Solomon lies still, eyes closed, body clean, scales vanished. He still breathes. Amara smiles, weak but serene. Morning wind carries damp earth and lotus scent. Far off, drums change rhythm. No longer frantic but slow, warm as a reborn world's heartbeat. She gently places hand on belly, where warmth spreads. Faint golden light glows from chest down. New life forms, bearing no darkness, but light of two worlds. Wind murmurs through cypress canopies, like ancestors' whispers. Daughter of water and blood, you have fulfilled the mission. But remember, peace comes only when light is held firm in heart. Amara lifts head, sunlight in eyes, and in that instant, she sees herself illuminated by 1,000 water spirits. And now, dear audience, pause a moment to hit subscribe before watching the story's main part. But only if you truly empathize with what I share here. And leave a comment below letting me know where you're watching from and what time it is now. Early morning in the swamp glows unusually radiant. Sunlight filters through lingering night mist, casting honey gold on water surface. Wind stirs gentle ripples, carrying wild grass and lotus scents afar. The whole world seems reborn after water and darkness's fury. Amara sits by bank, fingers lightly stroking necklace shells. They've cooled, once blazing golden light now faded like magic's final breath. But in her heart, strange calm blooms, a peace unknown for years. Beside, Solomon lies motionless, his face serene, no trace of black scales, no cursed veins. Under leaf-dappled light, he sleeps so lightly Amara fears a strong breath might dissolve him. She closes eyes gently, listening to swamp's heartbeat. Insects hum long, bullfrogs echo, water murmurs, all composing rustic hymn. Suddenly, she recalls Mother Wat's words in darkness. When you break the vow, you open fate's door, and each who shatters chains must pay. What price? Amara doesn't yet understand. But she senses change within, not just soul, but flesh and blood. Beneath skin, Veins glow faintly, like phosphorescence drifting under fish scales. Each breath makes her chest glow softly, as if water mingles with blood, replacing air. She trembles, touching belly. There, unusually warm. Life grows strong, resilient, crystallized from light and dark, love and betrayal, human and divine. A new soul forms, bridging seemingly opposed worlds. Bird calls from afar pull her back. Solomon stirs slightly, eyelids flutter, then part. In those eyes, no longer darkness is murk, but warm brown, deep as post-rain mud. Amara leans down gently, silent. Her tears fall into his palm, warm as first dawn. Solomon touches her cheek, gesture slow and awkward like a child waking from trance. No words needed. Both know everything changed. Former betrayers, power seekers, now bare humans amid waters hot, vulnerable yet truer than ever. They stay by river until sun high. Swamp no longer gloomy but strangely transparent. Beneath surface, Amara sees forms drifting, old lineage spirits, once pained faces now smiling, dissolving into light. She knows she's fulfilled ancestors' mission. Afternoon comes, clouds gather, cold wind lashes ancient cypresses. Amara senses something approaching. Wind carries faint voice, very faint, like breath of the departed. My daughter, don't forget, gold light isn't to hoard, but to illuminate. She opens eyes. At her feet, water moves again. Golden circles spread, reflecting her face no longer fully human. In pupils, gold fractures like fish scales, sparkling when she blinks. Fear flickers, then calm. Perhaps this is world's way of returning the water she awakened. Solomon sits up, taking her hand. You're changing, he says softly. She nods, smile weary but kind. We've all changed. Twilight sky darkens to deep purple. Water reflects two figures, one human, one water shadow, merging indistinguishably, hard to tell real from reflection. Amara realizes every salvation has two sides. Every light born from darkness. Night returns. They pitch tent by bank, fire from dry branches and bark. Amara watches flames, recalling Swamp Prophet, his raspy voice, bone-hung hut, acrid resin smoke. He said when second full moon rises after curses end, one bearing breath of two worlds would seek her. She gazes skyward, moon waxing, slender gold amid clouds. Soft sound from opposite bank. From mangrove shadows, a figure emerges, tall and gaunt, silver cloak, clouded blind eyes reflecting moonlight him, the Swamp Prophet. At his feet, water doesn't cling, each step rippling golden waves. He approaches, nods lightly. I come to witness what gods cannot, when light chooses to remain in mortal flesh. His voice echoes like wind through roots. He gazes at Amara long, then sighs softly. You've paid, but in return, your child will carry both essences. That child will hear water's voice, bearing Mother Watt's new promise. Wind blows, cloak flapping. He extends hand, palm holding large pearl-sized gleaming pure gold. Keep it. When Swamp awakens again, this pearl will call my kin. Amara receives it. Pearl icy cold but emits soft glow. When she looks up, old man gone. Only wind chimes tinkle somewhere in night. She stares at pearl in hand, its light merging with necklace shells, then dimming. Then Solomon touches her shoulder lightly. Firelight illuminates his face, distant, sad, yet peaceful. Where do we go now? He asks. Amara gazes horizon, where swamp meets river, river to sea. Follow the water, she whispers. Water knows the way. They hold hands, sitting silent until fire dies. Far off, drums sound again, but changed. No longer ritual or battle rhythm, but lullaby beat. Gentle, steady, welcoming new soul. She leans head on his shoulder, watching moonlight on sparkling water. Swamp once fear's birthplace now embraces them. And in that moment, Amara understands. Gold on neck, in blood, on water. Not curse's mark, but continuation sign. Early dawn, mist veils like thin silk over swamp. Dawn light hasn't touched water yet, all steeped in soft silver glow, like past's breath lingering. Amara sits on tent porch, hands cupping lotus leaf tea, musty scent blending with damp air. She gazes far, where water silently rises and falls, carrying faint drum. Rhythm followed her journey, now lulling like cradle song. Her belly rounded, stirring gently like small waves rolling. Child within, bearing two bloods, human and divine, grows daily. Some nights, Amara wakes to whispers from water depths, child's immature voice calling, "Mama, don't fear, I'm coming." Each time, she hands on belly, whispering prayer. Solomon, post-awakening, quieter than ever. He spends days mending tent roof, weaving bamboo panels, drying fish, working as if redeeming faults with small axe. His eyes now hold only gentleness-tinged regret, sometimes vague fear. Fear child to be born bears not just his blood but mirror of old mistakes. That afternoon, sky unleashes sudden rain. Heavy drops drum on leaf roof, dense rhythm. Amara sits in shadows, hearing rain like thousands of fingers tapping mind. Then suddenly, strange agitation surges. Faint gold shimmers around her, breath quickens, tears flow reasonless. Outside, swamp drums sound again, urgent, like heart of emerging being, calling. Water drips from eaves, each drop hitting ground, sparking tiny lights, dissolving into void. Amara senses something coming. She calls Solomon softly, but wind swallows voice. Wind lashes tent, snuffing oil lamp, leaving thick darkness. In that instant, she feels outer water moving, as if swamp awakened, listening her breath. First, pain crashes, deep and fierce. Amara crumples, hand clutching shell shard on necklace. Light from necklace erupts, flooding space. Outer water rises, waves lapping bank like singing, and in blinding golden glow, she hears Mother Watt's song, distant yet familiar voice. "Fear not, daughter of water. Blood you carry will be purified tonight. Your child will be water's listener, seer of what mortals miss." Amid pain, Amara drifts. No longer intent, no longer on swamp bank, but amid vast sea, she floats in water's lap, above endless sky mirror. From depths rises golden-scaled mermaid, blazing like star. Each tail flick births light waves. She gazes Amara, eyes sad yet radiant. "My blood flows in you, and now, in child you birth. Remember, gold is blessing, but also duty. One day, that child must choose, save human souls, or preserve water's balance." Voice dissolves into wind, mermaid form fades. Amara feels body feather light, then pain surges back, strong as waves on rock. In that moment, first cry rings, pure, fragile, but resounding like water dropping deep well. Entire swamp blazes. Awakening, Amara lies in Solomon's arms. Beside tiny infant wrapped in cloth, eyes wide open, watercolored eyes, deep and reflecting faint gold. Child no longer cries, only stares at mother, faint smile like greeting. Outside, rain stops. Moonlight filters through branches, shining swamp surface eerily still. Light mist drifts, leaving salt of tears and brine on Amara's lips. She knows Mother Watt departed, but watches still. Next day, Swamp Prophet appears last time. He comes silently, carrying moss and wood resin scent. He gazes child long, blind eyes, gleaming strangely. "I saw this child in dreams," he says slowly. "When water changes color, it will hear call from below. Teach it to love both land and water, for if it tilts one way, world splits again." Amara bows in thanks. He leaves, form blending into mist, only distant drums like farewell. Time passes, child grows between two worlds, running on land, swimming in water. When it laughs, swamp waves rise. When it cries, endless rain falls. Amara watches child, loving yet fearing. Each full moon, gold flares in its eyes, and she hears Mother Watt's song echoing from afar. One night, at 12 years, it asks, "Mama, does water know me?" Amara smiles faintly. "Water forgets no one, love. Sometimes people forget to listen." Child nods, runs to swamp bank. Moon illuminates golden scales reflecting on water. It bends, seeing shimmering self like creature of both worlds. And when it sings first note, waves spread gently, touching far places where lost soul, perhaps old Solomon, seeks path home. That night, wind carries salt and moonlight, distant drums resound. Golden scales on water blaze, no longer curses mark, but proof of new beginning. Ancestral blood flows on, quiet, eternal as swamp's breath. Full moon hangs midway sky, huge and bright like giant eye-gazing swamp. Water blanketed in silver, undulating like mirror of two worlds, above and below. Amara's child, now youth, stands at water's edge, slender as reed. In eyes, ancestral gold still flickers, but deep within, smoldering sadness awakens. From that night, 13 moons passed. Each rainy season, water rises higher, and Swamp Prophet's prophecy clarifies in Amara's mind. When water changes color, child hears call. Today, water no longer green or murky. It gleams honey gold, like blood flowing upward from earth. Entire swamp reverberates with drums, not human but earth's past, deep beats like ancestors' hearts. Amara senses something coming. She sits by door, cloth shawl on shoulders, fingers tracing old necklace. Shell light illuminates her face, reflecting weary mother's eyes weathered by storms. Her son, now nearly father's height, steps from tent, sun-tanned skin, natural curly hair, collused hands from water immersion. Around neck, second shell cord, Mother Watt's promised gift to future guardian. He pauses by bank, listening. From swamp depths, song echoes, unclear if wind or human. Sound chills Amara's heart. It resembles Mother Watt's song but mixed with another, deeper, fiercer, like Solomon's old voice. Suddenly water stirs, ripples form, then vortex. A figure rises, soaked hair, clouded eyes. Child steps back, but Amara whispers, "Don't fear. When water calls your name, listen, don't flee." In vortex, Solomon's form emerges, no longer flesh, but soul swallowed by water. Gold light casts on his face, eyes sparkling, merciful yet pained. He speaks not, only extends hand, palm empty, inviting. Child looks to mother, then water, understanding fateful moment. Strong wind rises, churning water. From afar, Swamp Prophet appears, more hunched now, long staff in hand, blind eyes blazing in night. His voice thunders, muffled by fog. Moment arrived. Golden blood must choose. Save betrayer's soul, or let water keep balance. Child stands still, heart racing. Amara kneels, tears streaming, moonlight silvering her hair. She knows, whatever child chooses, one world changes forever. Drums quicken. Water rises, gold light flares like fire. In glow, Mother Watt rises, more magnificent than ever. Golden scales from neck to tail, mirroring moon like thousand mirrors. Hair long and soft as river, each strand coiling wind and drums. She gazes Amara, then child. "You carry two souls in one body," she says, voice echoing from ocean depths. "One from mother's blood, one from father's sin. Choose, child of two worlds. Save his soul, water rages. Let him drift, your blood forever stained black." Silence falls. Amara only watches son, heart constricted. Boy closes eyes, inhales deep, steps toward water. Gold from his skin blazes, spreading across swamp. Water touches feet, icy yet gentle. He extends hand, touching Solomon's faint palm. In instant, light erupts, fierce enough to rend night. All stills, drums cease, moon seems to halt. Then, from light, two forms separate. Child, gold fading, face serene. Solomon, now true form, kneels in swamp, eyes tearful. He looks to wife, voice gravelly, "Forgive me," then dissolves into hundreds of tiny lights, merging with still water. Child collapses, Amara rushes, embracing. Water recedes, swamp peaceful, faint gold drifting like stardust. Prophet hands on boy's head, whispers, "You chose both worlds. With mercy, you restored balance, curse stole." Swamp wind rises, carrying earth, moss, water scents. Mother Wat gazes Amara last, smiles sad yet radiant. "You did what I could not." Love freed water from hatred. Then dives, golden scales flashing, vanishing into depths. On bank, moonlight falls on sleeping child's face, in mother's arms. Amara strokes wet hair, humming ancient tune, one her mother sang, now water echoes too. Drums return, softer, warmer, like ancestors' blessing. Dawn breaks. Sun illuminates swamp, rays piercing mist, painting faint rainbow arc. Amara stands by bank, holding necklace, knowing her life closes one chapter. But her blood, that gold, flows eternal, in child, water, moon, all breathing under this sky. All right, dear audience of mine, if you're watching and find this story intriguing, comment number 1, or "I'm still here to keep listening, okay." 15 more moons pass since fateful night. Swamp changes with time, but its breath remains, thick, damp, teeming hidden spirits. Amara, now silver-haired woman, living quietly in small wooden house by water. Gulf wind carries salt and fresh mud, mingling with resin and wood smoke. Each morning she kindles fire, brews lotus tea, watches morning mist dissolve on water like listening ancestors' old whispers. That child, now young man named Miran, of both worlds. Coppery dark skin, long curls tied back, eyes still flickering ancestral gold. Miran, alone in village, hears water speak. Folks say he knows winds, waves, fishes' language, even dreams of departed souls. Locals seek him for rain prayers, soothing ills, unraveling nightmares. But sometimes, in night shadows, full moon shining swamp, Miran hears something else. Not Mother Wat's gentle song, but heavy sound, like iron chains dragging underwater. It slithers through memories, carrying old blood's tang and black smoke, sign curse not fully gone. One night, prolonged rain, swamp water higher than usual. Fierce wind rises, Amara hears drums, not sacred protective ones, but erratic, distorted beat, like someone drumming against earth's rhythm. She steps porch, gazing far. Water foams, moon swallowed by black clouds. Mid-swamp black light streak rises, twisting like water spout, emitting metallic and dead moss scent. Miran runs up, holding mother's ancient shell. Raising it, golden light instantly radiates, reflecting his tense face. Amara sees past shadows within, Solomon, Mother Wat, swamp prophet, merging like omen. "Son," she says softly, "water remembers what it forgot." That night's storm lasts 12 hours. At dawn, village split by new channel, ink-black water. Trees toppled, fish float white, air hides faint moans, unrested spirits cries. Folks flock to Amara's, panicked. "Swamp mother angers," they whisper. "Humans forgot old prayers." Amara silent. Within, heaviness like stone. She knows, when Mother Wat dove that night, she didn't vanish. She slept, awaiting new imbalances call. But this time, something older accompanies her. Darkness ancient as water itself, once sealed by Mother Wat under swamp bed. And Solomon's sacrifice perhaps only weakened it, not erased fully. Evening Miran sits by swamp bank, drawing circles in dirt with ash and salt. Drums sound again, this time not distant but from his feet. Water bubbles, spreading. From depths, deep female voice rises, light yet resounding in heart. "My child, balance broken. Golden blood must enter water once more." Miran lifts head slightly, eyes reflecting moon. "If I go, you'll be alone." But voice dissolves into water, unanswered. He knows. Mother Wat's call, undeniable. That night, Amara dreams standing amid golden sea. Wind through hair, swamp prophet appears, staff propped. Face aged, voice thunders clear. Seed sprouted, but roots pulled down. If golden blood doesn't return, water turns to ash. She wakes, heart pounding. Outside, Miran kneels at water's edge, shell gold illuminating sky. Water vortices fiercely. Amara rushes, but Gale repels her. Miran, she cries, voice wind swallowed. He turns, serene smile. In eyes, Amara sees both worlds light, human and divine. Then he steps into water. Waves surge, blazing like shattered Sunday swamp glows. Blackbirds flock wildly. Wind howls, earthquakes. In light, Amara sees Mother Watt stretch, tail thrashing, golden scales flying like star rain. She cradles Miran, eyes brimming. You chose, she whispers. Water sleeps another moon cycle. Light flashes out, storm dissipates. On bank, only Amara kneels broken, clutching necklace, tears mingling rain on ground. Swamp stills, as if no turmoil ever. But since each moonrise, Amara hears duet song, old voice, young, harmonizing from water depths. Villagers call it water's return voice. They fear no more. Kneel praying, offering flowers and white shells. And one full moon night, Amara sees final wonder. Mid-swamp, golden light emerges, then seedling sprouts from water. Leaves iridescent like fish scales, trunk soft as waves. Wind through, leaves hum light tune like breath. Amara knows. Rebirth sign, promised sun lives. Merged with water, new guardian. August wind light as departed's breath, carrying damp earth-water scent. Sun sets slowly behind cypress ridges, scattering orange on roots, twisting mud like ancestors' hands rising from depths. On bank, Amara sits before porch, silver hair loose, trembling hands on knees. She listens, water lapping both sides, distant drums blending frog calls, eternal swamp music of New Orleans. Mid-swamp, golden tree stands, miracle born from Miran's sacrifice. Trunk gleams, sparkling gold, leaves thin as scales, wind through humming unwritable melody. Locals call it Mother Water's tree. They believe each song, Mother Watt and water-merged souls recount old tale. Curse, atonement, love between human and river. Daily Amara floats lavender to trunk. Petals drift, brushing golden leaves then dissolving. She speaks not, only bows head faintly. In still water, she hears sun's voice. Youthful, distant, laced waves and wind. Mama, water never forgets people. Beside, 8-year-old girl sits, round eyes mirroring moon. Leora, Amara's granddaughter, born year after Miran's vanishing. No one knows how. But from birth, she carries salt and lotus scent, cries raising house surrounding water. Villagers fear, then revere, calling golden tree's child. Amara raises Leora with love and ancient songs. Evenings they sit porch, grandmother tells Mother Watt tales. Golden-scaled mermaid choosing mercy over power, making water gentle. Leora loves part where Mother Watt dissolves into swamp light, often asks, "Then where's my mama, Grandma?" Amara smiles, "Right in tree's song, love." Those years, swamp unusually serene. No storms, even water rise, bountiful crops. Folks build water bank altar, lighting candles each full moon. But 12th year since golden tree sprouted, strangeness begins. Tree stops singing. Leaves still, gold fades like dying lamp. That night, Amara wakes to water's cry. Moon eclipsed, wind still as sky holding breath. She steps porch, gazes swamp. Golden tree trembles, leaves falling, glowing, then extinguishing in water. In instant, she hears child's whisper underwater, calling Leora's name. Next morning, girl gone from bed. Door wide, on water only Mother Watt's shell glimmers at river edge. Amara collapses, hoarse cries echoing void. Villagers gather, murmuring. Tree reclaims its blood, but Amara knows, not punishment, but summons. She walks bank, clutching ancient bead string, murmuring incantation. At trunk, water parts suddenly, golden light surges, beaming her. In light, Amara sees Leora, long hair, skin shimmering like scales, eyes no longer black but golden as moon. Girl no longer pure land child but waters, Miran and Mother Watt's heir. Leora's pure voice rings. "Grandma, Water weakens. Sealed things awaken. I must return for balance. Amara cries desperately, "No, you can't go. I lost son, can't lose you too." But water around girl recedes, drawing small form into depths. Final moment, Leora smiles, lips moving. Amara hears only 3 words, "Sing, Grandma." Then light flashes out, golden tree shudders, and from it, song returns. Changed, stronger, sadder, like child lulling world. Since, folk say full moons, golden-haired girl swims tree, eyes bright as pearls. Her song blends wind, raising water without storm, blooming flowers without wilt. Amara, in small house, sits silent, mending old cloths, humming with swamp, her voice deep, merging young water voice, duet between 2 worlds. That year, wind season, Amara leaves house no more. Folks find her by window, eyes closed, lips smiling, still holding shell. Outside, golden tree blazes brighter ever. Wind through leaves hums long tune, as if swamp bids final farewell to golden blood's last mother. Since then, folks believe singing golden tree houses Amara's soul. Each full moon night, her and granddaughter's voices resound, one from land, one from water. When harmonies unite, water mirrors still, moon gleams like jewel. But somewhere in distant wind, old chains clink faintly, reminder darkness, not truly asleep. Night drapes New Orleans in strange light, not quite moon, nor lamps, soft gold dissolving in mist, as if past's breath lingers on water. Wind skims swamp, carrying centuries' echoes, drums, songs, faint old chains touching. City edge, where cypress roots sink deep into river, Leora, now young woman, 17, hair to back gleaming metallic under moon. Smooth skin mirrors water, making folks mistake her for river spirit. Villagers dare not name her after sunset, fearing awakening unknowns. Since Amara's passing, Leora lives alone in old wooden house by swamp. Evenings sits porch, listening golden tree hum grandmother's tune. But lately, song distorts. Melody no longer pure, but thick, low, heavy like chains hauled from depths. She knows, curse not fully gone. One morning, river water rises unusually. Dead fish float white, birds shun forest. Golden tree trunk cracks, oozing black light like oil. Leora kneels, trembling hand touching bark. Water through fingers, needle cold. In dampness, hears voice, not human, but inverted song of water-imprisoned souls. We unrested, betrayer's blood-bearer lives. Wind rises, tousling hair. Swamp plunges dark. Leora lifts head, sees hazy figure in mist. Swamp seer, previous generation's prophet, vanished post-cleansing rite. Light from her eyes twinkles like oil lamps in night. Wordless, Leora understands. Seer points east, where mangroves end and city begins. There, red light flares like fire in fog. Chains sound, now close, not distant. She runs. Each step sinks deep mud, leaving glowing prints. Water at feet boils, trees bow, and in wind, hears deep male voice, legend's voice, grandmother told, Solomon. My blood remains. His voice hisses through invisible teeth, and I'll reclaim what river owes. Before her, form materializes from mist, tall, half-human, half-shadow face, eyes blazing, chains coil arms, dragging like iron snakes. On chest, ancient rites mark clear, Ezekiel's sigil, drowned cult leader. Leora recoils, feet trembling. But water at feet blazes, rising, embracing body like liquid armor. In instant, water shadow reflects another, Mother Wat, golden scales shimmering, long black hair merging moonlight. She speaks, not only gazes Leora gently, as if waiting centuries for this. Light from river heart surges, enveloping Leora. She raises hand, feeling power course veins. Amara's, Miran's, Mother Wat's blood. Water columns rise, coiling Solomon's shadow, making him roar in rage. Chains clash, sparking green flames, each clang like imprisoned soul's breath. You cannot destroy water's blood, Mother Watt's voice resounds, droning like right drum. You are but shadow of man you betrayed. Solomon writhes, eyes voids. I need no soul, he roars. I want only remembrance. Words, slow water. Leora gazes, realizing behind darkness a soul chained by fear of oblivion. Water recedes, revealing wrinkled, frail face. She steps near, hand on forehead. You are remembered, she says softly, in every prayer of those you loved. Green light dissolves into air. Solomon crumples, body melting like ash into water. Chains cascade around, turning salt dust, merging river heart. Swamp drums rise, no longer warning, but rest song. Golden tree reignites, leaves quiver, chiming like 100 tiny bells in harmony. Water stills, wind halts, night turns dawn. Swamp seer stands distant, smiles, vanishes like dissolving mist. Leora kneels bank, hand on water. Her song rises, slow and sad, carrying incomprehensible ancient syllables. Depths, souls sleep peacefully. Zora, Amara, Mirren, even Solomon. Mother Watt circles, golden eyes, silently guarding. Since New Orleans folks tell swamp peaceful, but oathbreakers hear chains echo underwater. Reminder, all darkness begins in human heart. Leora lives life by river, called water keeper, golden blood's last. Full moon nights, sits under golden tree, light reflecting face, blurring flesh and scales. She sings, water echoes, song not of fear, but forgiveness. And chains? They linger, faint, distant, no longer bondage, but memory's rhythm, reminding every soul redeemable, if love known. Under flood season's last moon, swamp drums hum slow, no longer soul calling, but peace's breath. Leora stands bank, gripping shimmering shell necklace, gold blending skin, river color, wind, night shadow. Mother Watt watches still, scales glinting under still water. Promise life returns, love never dies. That night, folks say swamp exhales long, releasing centuries' grudge. Frogs, birds, waves blend sacred music, only lost knowers understand. In wind, Amara's voice seems to whisper, gentle as mother's breath. You did it, Leora. Live for us all. Leora bows head, tears in mist, smile radiant. She knows faith not spotlight but quiet strength holding firm in dark. And somewhere in New Orleans' heart, where drums echo, souls found their peace. But story unfinished, for in each wave, every dew drop on water, ancient whisper hides. Will darkness return when hearts tested anew? And before closing this tale, if your heart stirs, hit subscribe to explore next part with us. Blood Seal Beneath Golden Waters, where Mother Watt's and ancestral blood secrets unfold further. Comment below letting us know where you're watching from and how bright your night's moon shines. For sometimes, that moon reflects another myth, your own.